Welcome back to GuitarChannel, everybody. Surprise gear demo. Going to surprise me with a guitar that I've never seen, played, or know anything about other than it's in a guitar case. There's a guitar in that case. So let's do the drum roll again. Man, I was like, we'll just punch that in, right? Thank you. This is from our lovely hostess. Thank you, beautiful hostess. Okay. I have one of the coolest jobs in the world right now. People hand me guitars that I've never seen before, and they want my opinion. I don't know why. But here we go. All right. This is kind of exciting, isn't it? It's like Christmas every couple of weeks around here at GuitarChannel. I just don't get to take them home with me, which is kind of a sad thing. Maybe I can condense them. Holy shit. Buddy, that's sweet. It's not an Anchor either. Made in Japan, Tokai. Holy. Look at that. It's the George Harrison Rosewood, I think, isn't it? Well, I'm getting tons of reflection from our set here. You can see the front doors, and boy, oh boy, Tokai. Okay, well, in some ways I feel kind of guilty because I've been a big fan of Tokais for many years, and I was fortunate enough to have been made an endorser. I do endorse Tokai guitars, and god damn, that's really neat, man. So notoriously, everyone knows what the George Harrison Telecaster is. It was a rosewood body and a rosewood neck and the whole deal. And so I guess Tokai did this. Do you know what year it is? The 136RR, okay? Wah, wah, wee, wah. Let's have a good look at that. Sorry about the reflection, guys. We'll try to get that fixed. It has more grain than it. Is that really rosewood? Yeah, it is. So I guess it's, is it not all rosewood? So here's the deal. The original ones that I've heard about are super heavy because rosewood is not a light wood. It is pretty dense. And so I've picked up a few other ones that were made by Fender and a couple other copycat ones that were, I think, made of mostly rosewood. If they were, squishing them, I don't know, or making, sandwiches, just doing the top veneer of it. I don't know, but this one has a great weight. It's not really heavy at all. I'd say it's probably 7.5 pounds, maybe. It's great neck on it too, man. Sweet. Wow, jingle jangle. Okay, let's plug it in. See what happens. Okay, we're going through a 72 Super Reverb here. I'm also wearing my West Coast guitar shirt in Vancouver. We don't work for West Coast, but they're our friends, and they got some really cool guitars in there. You should check them out. Rosewood top. Alder middle.
Rosewood back.
Rosewood back.
So those are sort of a veneer.
Yeah, so the other, that explains why it's a little lighter. So we had some weight relief.
With a rosewood fingerboard.
Oh, a maple neck, yeah. They just painted it.
So it's all painted to look like.
Right, okay, cool. So it's
It's got the look.
it got the look. Made in Japan. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand out and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. That was me singing out of key. Intentional. sound of that bridge pickup. It's nice and chimey. Middle position. Okay, so I noticed the neck pickup gets a little darker. That's usually typical. But I learned something from a good friend of mine who told me that the pickup covers that they use a lot of the time are the wrong type of metal. Just whatever combinations of metal that they're building. So it should be a different type of metal. I can't remember what it is. I'll have to re-ask him again. That's what I know. And this might be one of those suspect covers. As you know, if you take the pickup cover off these things, they become brighter instantly. And you put the back on and it sort of dulls them out a bit. And depending on the type of metal that it's made of, it'll make it even more dull. So by changing just the pickup cover itself, will actually bring some spank and some clarity back into your pickup. That goes for anything that's covered as well. I think probably in the humbucker department as well. But I don't know. I'm just spitballing because I'm listening to this and thinking that it's lost a bit of its sparkle. But it's still great. It's really nice and warm. Maybe good for jazz, right? That's jazzy, all right. Key of E flat for all those listening out there. Where's the hostess? She needs to turn up my reverb. Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm really happy about the weight because when you see these things, you're like, ugh, it's going to be a pig. Did I say that? That's not very nice. There's some great pigs out there. Pigs are delicious. Ugh, it's just ruining them. Crap in the bed right now. Really, I'm a big fan of that bridge pickup. I think it sounds really cool. So other thing I just noticed, there is a 22nd fret. So that's kind of more of a modern aspect. So I don't know if they did that on the original George Harrison. I'd be surprised. So I think it's just a bonus. A lot of people poo-poo about the fact that you might add one of those, but whatevers. It's also a secret on Telecasters, which we're going to reveal soon in a different video. So if you're listening right now, stay tuned because there's a really cool thing that Leo Fender did that maybe people don't know. So yeah, keep your eyes open. The neck is really nice. Okay? It's really rounded. It's a very medium C. It's got a little bit of body to it. Up here, it expands a little bit more. Yeah, it's really nice, man. Neck joint's really good. Nothing, no overhang, no weird ledges. If you know what that is, sometimes they don't really totally meet up really well, where the pocket meets the neck. That's a perfect neck joint. You know what? It's Japanese. Everything that happens in Japan, it feels like there's integrity in their build qualities. They pay attention. It's you know, it might be robots doing some of it too, which helps, but there's just integrity. Tokai, Yamaha, these are awesome companies. Honda, no, they don't make guitars, do they? Yamaha should make cars. How about that? And cell phones. A Yamaha cell phone? I'd buy that. Actually, hilarious. Wearing my Yamaha hat, my Yamaha hat. Anybody know what those are? I don't know if you can see it right there. If you don't know what they are, those are tuning forks. Put 3 tuning forks together. If you don't know what a tuning fork is, it's because you're only 30 years old or less. That's how we used to tune our instruments. And probably some people still do. Huh. Twang, let's just put some drive on and see what happens. So I thrown on a tube screamer. This is the Overdrive Pro TS808DX. So it's a kind of a 2-channeler. It's got a boost aspect to it too. It's kind of a rare pedal. Wow, no one has played this guitar. It's hardly been played at all. I can see some wear on the pickguard here, but that just a little spiral, you know, what do they call that, spider webs or something like that. But absolutely, the frets are like untouched, it seems. It's hard to tell exactly in this light. Other features, it's got the little top hat, that's pretty cool. A 3-ply pickguard, black and white. Let's have a look. That's not the greatest light right here, but get the idea? That's a better idea, even though we got the light in the distance there, up here. Greatest part about it is that it's light. Another thing that Tokai does is doesn't copycat the way that Fender has done these ashtrays or the bridge base plate here, okay? The traditional one they do, actually they kind of leave these like, I guess it was part of when they were casting them originally, and then they just break these pieces off it feels like at the end here. So there's always just like these weird jagged pieces here and here. This one looks like they sort of have them, but they're really on so many other ones, including the classic vibes. They're just completely smooth, which I think that makes a lot more sense than these sharp little things. You'd think we could have come a little farther, right? But people are still stuck on the way things used to be and how that's the way it should be. And traditionalists, whatever. It's a small thing, but always take note. These are not flat pole pieces, but they are sticking up a bit. Looks like they're all the same size on the pickup. And really nothing to describe other than the fact that it is a Telecaster. The classic machine heads, vintage style cloisons. The headstock, oh yeah, well looky-loo, there's a hole up there. Everybody, there's a hole in my guitar. That is obviously the truss rod. So once again, that's more of a modern feature that I totally believe in. I think it's, yeah. I am also a bit of a traditionalist. I do love Telecasters. They are my favorite guitar, period. Mainly because they stay in tune so damn well. So when you're playing a gig, you don't really have to spend nearly as much time tuning your instrument between songs, or if any at all, if your guitar is properly tuned up and stretched in. But having the access there is a beautiful thing. I really like the way Ernie Ball does it too. They have that little thing at the end. It's a bit of an eyesore sometimes. You look at it and it doesn't totally take away from the instrument, but it just looks unusual. A lot of people ask, what's that thing there? The wheel is a cool idea. It's nice to have access to it, especially if you're traveling a lot and you have to stay on top of your instrument. It's a pretty key thing. Have access to literally take your whole neck off every time you need to adjust the truss rod and then just hope for the best when you put it back on. I think that's pretty backwards thinking, unfortunately. They have put the bullet in years later, and then they have these access points now too, which are quite discreet. There's no cover there, and you can access them if you need to. You don't need a little mini Phillips to access it, so that's a plus in my opinion. Obviously a plastic nut. The frets are not big. They're kind of a traditional thing. But they're not skinny. They're just a little bit fatter than usual. Rosewood neck, of course. Nice piece of rosewood. Ollie and I were talking about that, how rosewood seems to be kind of deteriorating in quality these days. I don't know if they're hoarding it because there might be more suppression of the woods.
I think you'll only find it on the more expensive guitars.
Yeah.
Same with ash now.
Ash as well. Yeah, they've said the ash is getting harder to find.
And the fret ends, the fretwork on the guitar is smooth, whereas I was in the store the other day and everything was cutting your fingers.
Yeah, so my friend Johnny will have a good laugh about this. There are some catchphrases that people are throwing around into the forums and so forth, and they used to describe when your frets are sticking out the end and they get kind of sharp like that. It's known as fret sprout. Let's be clear: your frets aren't moving at all. The frets are made of metal and they're not expanding. It's the instrument itself. So what you have is neck shrink. Tons of distortion and see if it feeds back. Because bridge pickups.
No, let it rings out forever. Like I was sitting in my